Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's Indian Express. Let's begin with today's analysis of Indian Express of 5 of October 23. Let us begin. आइए शुरू करते हैं इंडियन एक्सप्रेस का एक एनालिसिस। जैसे कि हम जानते हैं कि पॉल्यूशन को लेकर हाल ही में एक रिपोर्ट प्रस्तुत करी गई थी। उस रिपोर्ट में ये पाया गया है कि दिल्ली वन ऑफ द मोस्ट पॉल्यूटेड सिटी है इस समय। दिल्ली, फिर पटना, टॉप 10 पॉल्यूशन में, मुजफ्फरपुर, फरीदाबाद, नोएडा, गाज़ियाबाद। इसमें पीएम लेवल्स जो हैं दिल्ली में 103.9, इट्स वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट लेवल्स करेंटली कंपेयर टू द 22 डेटा। करेंटली इट इज़ एक्चुअली 100.1. ओके, even as its air quality has improved marginally, Delhi topped the list of 10 most polluted city in the country from October 22 to September, according to recent report that analyzed from the CPCB. Going by the report by Climate Trends, a research-based consulting initiative that focused on environment and climate change, and Respira Living Sciences, a climate tech startup, Delhi recorded a PM 2.5 level of 100.1 from October 1 to a higher rates. Patna came close to the second rank, followed by Faridabad, Ghaziabad, Noida, and Meerut. So this is the data in front of us, which is important. All that will keep on changing by the time the exams will arrive. Moving forward, आगे बढ़ते हुए देखते हैं. Leave the political news; it is not that much important for you. All these political pages. Okay, editorial today were not that important because this was a political editorial. This was a political editorial. Coming to the morning knock, it is related to UAPA, the Unlawful Activity Prevention Act. As we all know that in recent reports based on a US newspaper, New York Times, an Indian news agency known as NewsClick was involved with Chinese agencies to spread hate in India. So later it was arrested with evidence and all that stuff. So now it is being regularly questioned. The editors and the heads of this news agency NewsClick. So we came into light with the act known as Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. This is basically to protect the sovereignty of the nation. Okay, so that no one is freely just making a mockery of the nation. Okay, or disrespecting a nation. UAPA. Okay. Case related to the NewsClick funding making must take its course, but UAPA seizing its devices is brazen short circuiting of the due process. This is how Delhi police on Tuesday at the end of the day long search, seizure and questioning at more than 50 locations across the National Capital Region and Mumbai linked to NewsClick framed it a total of 37 male suspects and Mumbai linked to NewsClick framed it a total of 37 male suspects have been questioned. 9 female suspects have been questioned. They are actually being questioned with respect to the involvement and the unlawful activities against our nation. Okay. An FIR was filed by the Economic Offences Wing of Depot Police in August 20, in which it alleged the violation of FDI norms and other laws. The ED searched the premises or linked to the NewsClick in February 21, and Delhi High Court directed the ED not to take any coercive action against the outfit. Their protection was subsequently extended by the court. The matter is listed in the hearing on October 9, invoking the UAPA, and the police action Tuesday is a staggering attempt to cut through the due process. अब देखिए हो क्या रहा है इसमें बेसिकली वॉट एवर इज़ हैपनिंग हेयर is that government is actually the Delhi police uh, just went and collected all the devices, the laptops, the mobile phones in the news click office. So this article is basically telling that how the court was for a long time staying any action. In 2020, the court was trying to stay the action. In 2021, court always said that okay, you keep on doing your research and investigation, but don't just go and do anything going beyond the lines. But actually, the Delhi police recently, yesterday, went on a deep search with the various offices of the NewsClick and is trying to collect evidences. Okay, point is that Delhi police claims that it is not easy for us to just go the easy way and let these uh, investigation be weakened, as this involves funding from an international sovereign external entity. So we need to have a rigorous research on the topics for the investigation. That's all in it. Okay, let's move forward. As recently we know that in Sikkim there was a cloud burst which led to a very large amount of devastation. At least 8 people were dead and 48 others, including 22 army personnel, were missing in the South Honak Lake. Okay, what are these glacial lakes? As we know that these are, if this is a glacier, suppose, okay, whenever it actually melts or a part of it breaks down, it goes down the way, the water gets collected. Okay, if a glacier is melting naturally or global warming, the water will get collected and it will form a lake, a very big lake actually. This is a glacial lake, and there are many glacial lakes present in the hilly areas. One of these glacial lake present in Sikkim actually overflowed. Okay, and that was causing devastation in the lower areas. Okay, these are large bodies of water that persist in front of top or beneath a melting glacier. They are mostly dammed by unstable ice or sediment composed of these rocks and debris, and thus become more dangerous as they grow bigger. A breach in the lake wall leads to huge amounts of water rushing down. Okay, water rushing down and causing a widespread damage. It is known as a glacial lake outburst. Okay, it is just like a glass. If you fill that glass or a container, and after one point of time, when the container is completely full, it will start overflowing. And suddenly, if the overflow rate is at higher percent, then it will cause a widespread damage as well. A GLOF, glacial lake outburst, can be triggered by several reasons, including earthquakes, avalanches, and other natural phenomena. Okay, talking about the South Honak Lake, with rising global temperatures, glaciers in Sikkim Himalayas have been melting, giving rise to many glacial lakes and expanding existing lakes in the region. The number of glacial lakes in Sikkim Himalayas are currently estimated to be more than 300, several of which have been identified as being vulnerable to outburst floods. The Honak, the South Honak Lake has been under observation for years. A paper by Vinay Kumar and T.S. Murugesh Prabhu from a government funded project mapping of glaciers and developing of GIS based glacial lake management said Honak has grown near 1.5 times and South Lonak nearly 2.5 times. So, according to recent research students, it was already reported that the lake is 1.5 times more than what it has to become, and the South Lonak is 2.5 times more than what it had to be. So that was a concern from a very long time. Initiated in 1989. Okay, the data we talking about here is not of recently, it is of 1989. An earthquake of magnitude, okay, taking the base year to be 1989 and the current size as well. In an earthquake of magnitude 4.9 on September 21, 1991 has reported a US Geological Survey USGS near the parent glacier feeding the our South Lonak Lake, and the recent earthquake of 2011 approximately 70 kilometers from the lake, and the future earthquakes may trigger the okay. So what are we talking here? In easy words, it is telling that lake is beyond capacity what is it ought to be. Okay, this region is seismically active. Many earthquakes have come in this region several times. Okay, so it is a disaster in making if we don't address to this concern by the authorities. Any earthquake of intensity coming in near future will again lead to the overflow of this water and disturbing the local villages, the people living downside. Okay, so government need to have a mitigation measures to control any loss. Okay, okay. Coming to the next article, why the Nobel Peace Prize is awarded in Norway and the other in Sweden. Okay, as you all know that the annual Nobel Prize announcement are underway with three of the 2020 awards was unveiled so far. The Nobel Prize was created by Alfred Nobel, as we all know that. Alfred Alfred Nobel was the creator of Nobel Prize. Okay, Alfred, and he belonged to Sweden, a chemist in profession. His claim to fame before the Nobel was in inventing dynamite. Interestingly, Nobel decided that Peace Prize should be awarded in Norway and all the other prizes in Sweden. Sweden's militarism. Nobel historians suspect Sweden's history of militarism may have been factor behind the during Nobel's lifetime, which the Norwegians reluctantly joined after the Swedes invaded the country. In 1814, it's possible that Nobel thought Norway would be more suitable local location for prize meant to encourage fellowship and among nations. Okay, the we know that the main idea between Nobel Prize and all that is that the Alfred Nobel was concerned with the violence, growing violence, the loss of life, wars. So he wanted that people which are doing good work should be promoted, like scientists, like educationists. So he created this prize, and especially to boost the morale of scientists, the creators. Okay, it was created. Moving forward, okay, the Bihar caste and service not important for you, just leave it to that point. Center hikes LPG subsidy for Ujjwala beneficiaries of 50%. As you all know that elections are coming nearby. Ujjwala scheme is related to the LPG connection. Okay, Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. As per official data, there are currently around 9.6 crore household covered under the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. An average LPG refill rate under the scheme was 3.71 cylinders for 22. Okay, very good. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana is a huge success for the government as well. That's all for today. Let's leave it to here. Thanks for giving your precious time to all. I assure you that the videos in the near future will be available regularly. Due to some busy schedule, I was unable to upload it. Thanks for giving your precious time and have a very, very nice day.